plus year healthcare professional, what are your thoughts on people who reject the COVID 19 vaccination? Number two, how do you feel about universal healthcare versus the current United States system? Number three, how do you feel about aged people returning to school to pursue higher education?
Fellow classmates and instructor. Out of the questions that were asked, I have decided that I will answer the one to seniors going to school for higher education. Um, I don't know how many of you in the class are seniors, but what I have noticed as a senior is that after you have stopped working, your life goes through a transition that you're not prepared for, that you don't quite understand. Everything about one's life after retirement tends to change, especially when one relocates. When you relocate, you have no friends. You're in a situation where you are just lonely. And I have awakened sometimes and felt as though, what am I going to do today? It's like I felt worthless, useless. There was nothing there to do after retirement. And the question being asked about going to school, first of all, it is something that I chose to do after looking at many different things that affect seniors. And one of the main things that I tend to might gravitate to is dementia and Alzheimer's. And I'm trying, although this is something I want to do personally to achieve, it's like I am trying to make sure I keep my brain active. You know, God's word said, be anxious for nothing. But I can tell you that I am very anxious when I hear of many people whom I know personally who have dementia and Alzheimer's. So I also use advancing, not even so much advancing, going to school as a part of keeping my brain active and just having something always to do and to think of. When I was not in school, I got up and the day just went by. There were no friends to really call, to talk, to hang out with. And life was still. I have just started to school 3-4 months, and I wake up with, okay, I have this to do and I have that to do. And you know, the transition that one goes through, no one can understand it unless they are walking in your shoe. You know, you're beginning to get to a stage of life where you lose your autonomy. The worst thing I can tell you, young people, in life is feeling like you have lost your autonomy, because that keeps you going. You know, if this has been taken away, that has been taken away, it's like, I'm just here. So going back to me answering the question, the purpose of going to school is to fulfill an inner thing in me I just want to do. I feel called by God to do it. And I know if God calls me, age does not matter. When God calls, you answer. I don't know what God is going to lead me to after completing this. But as a senior, I have not gotten yet to the point of being useless and worthless. So I would like to pass on to the younger folks that the transition that a senior goes through, you can't understand it unless you're there. You know, if your grandparents are going through things and you can't understand, well, why can't they understand? It is a very, very sensitive thing. It is something that walk a mile in my shoe. And the other thing too, you know, it's like you would like to get more of people understanding why you do things as to people asking and trying to say, well, what's the reason of it? But I will just leave you with this. As a senior, going back to a four-year university, having student loans, that does not concern me because I feel as though I am answering a call from God. So I hope that this topic has put a little bit of answer a few questions for those who may have that very same question. Thank you for answering and see you next time. Bye.